Somewhere along the line, America's drug policy went completely off the rails. In an attempt to reverse decades of overly harsh drug-related punishment, many jurisdictions have taken a much more hands-off approach, and it's failing. The solution is not a revival of the failed war on drugs. At the same time, we can't let large swaths of our country fall into the chaos of open-air drug markets where law and order is virtually non-existent. So what does this new direction look like, and how do we start down a path towards improvement? First, we must enforce laws pertaining to basic health and safety. More and more crimes go unreported and unresponded to, particularly in these areas that are open-air drug markets. They need to be responded to, investigated, charged, and prosecuted. We don't need to lock up every addict, but we do need serious consequences for every robber, every murderer, every rapist, and every home invader. As a follow-up to this first point, we also need to enforce the laws when it comes to maintaining a clean and healthy environment. A grown adult defecating on a crowded street corner is unacceptable, regardless of what that person's life situation is. So is the same person throwing their used needles on the ground, again, regardless of what their life situation is. A societal willingness to accept this behavior has led to it proliferating. There was a time not so long ago where it wasn't a common occurrence simply because society would not have tolerated it. We can get back to that point if we choose to. Next, we need more oversight on treatment programs and services that are available. Things like medication-assisted treatment have been, in some cases, shown to be very effective, but it's important that it doesn't just turn into a new source of addiction. Thousands die from methadone overdose every year, and many more just use it as a crutch without any real intention of ever trying to get clean. Along these lines, we need more oversight on government assistance programs. It's important that these programs be reserved for those who truly need the assistance. The government should not be financially enabling people's drug habits in the same way that private individuals shouldn't be enablers. We should also be open to other alternative treatments and therapies. Government regulators don't seem too concerned about the safety of methadone despite its substantial safety risks. At the same time, alternative treatments like ibogaine therapy is largely shunned due to so-called safety risks, which cite a few dozen deaths over the past 30 years. We need to open our minds and put more research into this and other alternative treatments. Our current toolbox of therapies is clearly failing, and it's critical that we develop more. Finally, we need to decentralize treatment services. While it may seem efficient to shove all the addicts into a dark corner of cities and pretend like they don't exist, it's not the best way of handling the situation. By doing this, you overtax the resources in these areas to the point where it becomes physically impossible to keep up with the problem. Emergency medical services, police, fire, and rehabilitation services can all be quickly overwhelmed to the point of being unable to respond efficiently. Additionally, pushing this problem into specific areas can be devastating to the existing neighborhood. These places, which are often low income to begin with, quickly become overwhelmed. Real estate values drop precipitously, private investment dries up, and the law-abiding residents of the area are forced to live with the threats and health risks created by the open-air drug markets and homeless encampments. We can start to fix this problem, but it will take time, effort, and a willingness to not let our judgment get clouded by a misguided attempt at compassion. It is not compassionate to let people do anything they want at any time they want. It is not compassionate to enable people's drug addiction to the point where they're covered in needle tracks, infected trank lesions, and passed out on city sidewalks. Real compassion is maintaining basic societal standards, recognizing the value of all humans, and appreciating that the people that have fallen into this lifestyle have the potential for so much more than the lives that I saw on Kensington Avenue.